Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome to the finale of Persona 3 FES. Previously, we went head to head with the last member of Strega and their leader, Takaya, who is still here on the ground unconscious. Yeah, no matter where you go in this tower, whether you leave this floor or go explore some other block or other portion of the labyrinth, Takaya will still be lying here unconscious. Deservedly so, might I add. After all the sins he's committed, this guy deserved the beating he got last time. So with Strega finally out of our way, there's nothing stopping us from going up even higher through the Adama block and reaching the top. But first things first, I want to address a few things. I grinded heavily off screen. I am now at level 85. The reason why is that, well, this wasn't intended to start with because of my username, so it's not out of egotistical reasons. I was just getting close to this level. I just figured, why not? I'll just keep progressing until I reach this level. I highly recommend you do the same if you come across this boss fight. This boss will kick your ass if you don't put in the time to grind yourself to the point where you're over leveled. Do this for yourself and for your entire party. I honestly do not have a set party going into this last battle, so I'm going in with whoever I feel like last time. Because of this, I decided in the end to choose Yukari, Mitsuru, and Aigis. I chose Yukari because she's actually been in all of my previous fights with this final boss in the past, so I feel very comfortable having her at my side. Plus, she's been in this game longer than most of us, and she's got one of the biggest drives to take away the Dark Hour, so that's why she's on board. Mitsuru also has similar reasons. I've had her in all my fights with this final boss before too, and she's the longest running member of FES. She started this whole thing, or at least her family, the Karicho group, did. So she's been here in this mission to eradicate Tartars longer than anyone else, so it makes sense for her to come along as well. Normally I would have Akihiko in my party too, but I decided to switch him out for Aigis. She has been wanting to, in her words, be by our side for the absolute longest time, and I think after what happened at the Moonlight Bridge, this is going to be her chance to redeem herself as well as fulfilling her mission to take down the shadows once and for all. I also took the time to upgrade my personas, at least some of them, with the wand cards that I got. You know, like the Cup of Kings, the Sword of Kings. I actually did use those to increase the stats of a few of my personas when I was grinding off screen. Truth be told, this is my second attempt recording this boss fight. I did this the first time. It took me a long time to actually go through it, but when it went back to edit, it didn't turn out so well, so that's why I'm redoing this fight. Also, that's why I was grinding off screen too. I went into this battle level 74, and I just got my butt handed to me, and it was really frustrating. I'll go more into that once we're in the fight itself. So, while I'm here, I also want to talk to Fuka to see what the other members are equipped with. Even with the people that are not going into this last fight, I want to show off what they got too. So here's what Yukari has. I'll even go to what their personas are able to do as well. So this is what Yukari's got going, as well as Isis. I did grind up her enough to get Samara Carb, as well as Medea Rahan. And Aigis, there's the same thing for her. I did the same thing for her in the case of Grice, since she's coming into this fight too. As well as Mitsuru. They're all at relatively high levels as well, so this should make the fight a little easier for them. And here's what everyone else has got. Here's Akihiko. It's quite unfortunate that I did get the golden gloves, but I won't be able to use them in this fight. At least he did get to use them for one battle with Strega, and that was with Jin. So at least we got to see those in action for a little bit. I could equip those to myself, but I'm much comfortable with a one-handed sword, as I've stated before, and that's not gonna change here. Gets pretty close to learning some Arcana. Actually, he's a few levels off, but that could be pretty helpful for us, considering he's acted pretty well as a healer in his own right. And that's about all we've got. If you noticed, I also have an accessory for Yukari and for Aegis called the Lightning Gloves. You can get this accessory from leveling up 4 to the point where it can't learn any more of its moves. Originally, you're supposed to learn one of those, or get one of those pair of lightning gloves, but because I used a little exploit in the compendium registration, I was able to get more than one. To do this, to get more than one copy of accessory that you want, you have to grind up that certain persona up to a certain level, grind them up to when they're almost able to learn the last move, like they're one level away from doing so. Register them in the compendium, then grind them up to learn the last move, and they will generate that specific accessory you want. Once you do that, discard that persona from your arsenal, then rebuy them from the compendium. You should have enough cash to do this. If you don't, you should probably grind a little in order to get enough cash to buy whatever persona you're using. Then buy it back, grind up again, and that's how you get more than one copy of the accessory. As long as the persona remains registered in the compendium when they're one level away from learning their final move, you're able to pull out the strategy as much as you want. And since Yukari and Aegis, from my experience, have had a lot of difficulty trying to deal with their weakness in the past, this should help them out tremendously in this final battle. So with all that taken care of, I think it's time we ascend up Tartarus at long last and reach the very pinnacle of the tower. There is one more floor separating you and the top of the tower, so this is your last chance to make any quick changes or to go back down to the bottom and reorganize some of your other stuff. You know, like get more personas, take care of other requests, grind up a little more if you want to, that sort of thing. But I think I am more than prepared to take on the task. So with my sorta hair party, I kind of realized that my teammates are all girls. Not that there's anything wrong with that. With all of our preparations now checked up and ready to go, it's time to ascend to the very top of the tower.
We finally reached the top.
Hey! Look at the sky! Something's coming!
Is it Nyx?
I can sense it even without my persona. This is the first time that's ever happened. You are... Ryoji-kun?
That was my name for a time. I didn't mind it.
What's going on? Wait, are you?
I am merely a harbinger of the fall. Although Nyx and myself are now one and the same.
Is that so? Well, regardless, I don't regret my decision. I'll defeat you no matter what you are.
I see. Then you must already know. What people fear most, what they try to ignore, That is what I am.
We know that already.
Yeah, everyone does.
You are what awaits all living things from the moment they are born.
Then you also understand that it's pointless to resist. So why do you? There must be fear in your hearts.
Yeah, of course I'm scared. But it's no use carrying on about it. I want to live.
I'm tired of running. Living means looking death square in the face. So I won't back down. Not even from you.
I will stop you even if it costs me my life. That is my own decision.
I see.
Everyone, get ready! Nyx is preparing to attack! I'm sensing shadows approaching from below, too.
Everyone who's not fighting Nyx should try to keep them at bay. This is our last chance. We can't afford to lose.
Let's win this. I know we could do it.
So this is it. The final battle is finally here with the Nyx avatar. That's kind of a weird name. I thought it would just be Nyx, but whatever. If it's still some form of essence of Nyx,
Give me a sec.
then we are
I'll
gonna
scan
fight
the
no
door.
matter what. So to start things off, what I highly suggest you do, and this might sound a little crazy and a little strong-headed, rush this thing. You're gonna need to conserve every amount of SP you have going into this last fight. And you're gonna learn why pretty soon. For now, Nyx is just smiling arrogantly at us, but that's about to change.
The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, man clings to a dim hope. Yes, the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Attaining one's dream requires a stern will and unfailing determination.
And here is the main gimmick of this fight, Arcana Shift.
I'll show you my true
When this happens, all of Nyx's HP is fully restored, along with a few other changes. We'll get into that momentarily as well, as soon as Icus makes her move.
All shall perish.
But the thing about Nyx is that it can attack twice. Oh my god, that move already?
Nyx's Arcana changed to the Magician? Be careful, its properties have changed.
So, Nyx, you really want to take this fight seriously? Well, I say bring it on.
Give me a sec. I'll
I
scan
was
the
not
target.
expecting that move. Almighty Attack, it's an exclusive move to Nyx. No matter what Arcana it shifts to going forward, it will always be able to use that attack. We didn't suffer that much damage, fortunately, so I'm gonna go on the attack. Just keep using my slash
I'll show you
ability.
my true power.
So every time you drain Nyx's HP down to 0, it will use Arcana Shift to switch to, well, another Arcana. This is the main gimmick of this fight. Man, that mind charged Bufudine did a lot of damage. Good work, Mitsuru. So for this first fight, since it's not gonna last any longer, Nyx is able to block and specialize in fire magic, or in this case, drain. So I guess I was a little wrong on that. So be sure to analyze Nyx going forward, because its properties will change after every Arcana shift. And still got a sliver of health left, surprisingly, because I thought it would actually change. Look at how much HP it has. It has none practically. So I'm gonna use a Meteorama. Thank God this Meteorama still has Divine Grace attached to it. So I'll be able to store everyone's HP for less amount of SP than Meteorama would use.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. The silent voice within one's heart whispers the most profound wisdom.
And now Nyx shifts the Arcana once again to Priestess. I'm gonna go on Rush for a little bit. Since the same thing will happen with now Ice properties. Nyx will be able to drain and specialize in Ice magic, as you can see right now. So that's why I had Mitsuru go on the Rush command. I should have sent her...
It changed properties again. If you need me to analyze it, just say the word.
I should have sent Mitsuru to conserve SP there. Once I analyze Nyx, she should get the full idea, but just to be safe, I will do that.
Leave it to me.
Okay. Still took a considerable amount of damage. A lot more than when I was at level 74, I can say that much. This fight's going on a lot quicker. I was planning to go under level against Nyx at first to provide more of a challenge, but that proved to be way too difficult. So I'm doing what I usually do on a casual playthrough, over level to hell. That's the only way you will stand a chance against Nyx in the long run. God's Hand, excellent. There's Bufudyne and Yukari. I thought I was going for Aegis, but this might hurt Aegis anyway, so Bufula. I will heal everyone up just to be safe. Get the Diorama again. I'm gonna play healer for the most part since I've got the best healing move in our party that doesn't use that much SP. Like I said before, you want to conserve SP to the best of your ability because it's gonna be helpful in the long run.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Celebrate life's grandeur, its brilliance, its magnificence.
Now Nyx switches off to the Empress Arcana. This time Nyx will be able to block and specialize in wind magic. So we're pretty much going through all the elements at first. And in case you need to know, Nyx has an HP of 1500 per phase. So you'll be able to drain it pretty quickly if you're strong enough like I am. I will this time set Yukari on to conserve SP. So I have to analyze Nyx for Yukari to know what's going on. It's best to analyze just in case you need to know which properties have changed in Nyx. That's highly recommended that you should do that. Because you never know when the shift might occur during one of your party members' turns. As Yukari just did that anyways. I thought I started to conserve SP. Why'd she do that? Maybe I didn't do a good job at doing that. But oh well. It's best that you actually analyze Nyx each phase. That way you know what's going on, at least as far as the properties go, and how you could adapt to the changes in battle. Oh, I had Aegis on conserve SP. Whoops. That was my mistake. I kinda got lost with what I was trying to explain. But there's gonna be a lot of explanation going forward. So if you know what you're doing, this battle could take probably upwards to an hour if you're strong enough, and like I said, if you know what you're doing. If you're under level like I was before, it would take like 2 hours just to get to the final phase. Trust me, I did that a lot and it was pure hell. Doing fairly well for ourselves thus far. Garula on Yukari doesn't matter too much. I'll continue to heal everyone up. Well, we're going to be switching over to the next phase. Pierce attack, and that should be enough.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Only courage in the face of doubt can lead one to the answer.
And now we're going into the Emperor Arcana. This time Nyx will be able to drain/block off as well as specialize in elect magic. This is why I got the lightning gloves for Yukari and Aegis. In the past, when I've had Yukari in this fight, Nyx would use elect attacks pretty often throughout this entire fight. So that's why I had the wherewithal to get Thor and grind up enough to get 2 pairs of lightning gloves for both Yukari and Aegis. I'm still safe when it comes to physical attacks, so I'll keep using that.
I won't lose.
And now Yukari will be able to do that. So this has a total of 14 phases going through the entire Arcana list. Well, most of actually. I come to learn that, surprisingly, Devil is not one of the Arcana that is mentioned throughout the whole Arcana shift thing. In fact, I think it's the only Arcana that is excluded from this list. Probably because that, death is probably more dangerous than the Devil itself. I don't really know. I'm not religious, so I'm not gonna make any judgments about that. But it was pretty surprising for when I came to learn about the properties of each Arcana in this fight. And as you may be aware, we're going in the order that we went through, where we're dealing with the Guardians of Tartarus and the Full Moon Shadows.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. It is indeed a precious gift to understand the forces that guide oneself.
As for switching on to the next Arcana, which is the Hierophant,
Watch it. Light
it's
won't
pretty
work
surprising that we're
alone.
going through the entire Arcana list in the same orders like we did with the Guardians and Tartarus and the Full Moon Shadows. That's something that didn't occur to me until I went to do research for this Let's Play. And this Almighty Attack again. Bit hot minutes since that came into play. And now for what Nyx could bring to the table as a Hierophant Arcana user. It's able to nullify strikes, and we saw it could use Rebellion, but it can also use Revolution to raise the crit rate of everyone on the field. It can also deal massive damage to a downed opponent with Volatile and Cool Attack. And this is especially hazardous because Nyx will be able to deal 1.5 times increased damage to a downed opponent with one of those attacks. So be on the lookout for that if one of your members does end up suffering a crit, because Nyx will default to either Volatile or Cool Attack when that happens. It also has Fatal End as a maneuver in this phase. Poke away at it, and we should be able to switch over to the next Arcana after Mitsuru's turn if Yukari does deal enough damage.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. There is both joy and wonder in coming to understand another.
We're moving through this list pretty quickly. We're already at the halfway point. Now we're at Lovers. Nyx is able to nullify Win in this phase, and it will specialize in using Charm and Panic spells, and it also has to move Holy Arrow, which can have a chance of inflicting Charm on one of its opponents upon contact. Warren Karin, good. Didn't get Charm there. The thing is about this phase, after every time Nyx tries to use an ailment spell, it will automatically go into Almighty Attack as its second of 2 turns. So I recommend having somebody on healing duty when that happens. You never know when somebody might get afflicted by an ailment, and then they will be damaged greatly by the Almighty Attack. It happened to be a lot on my previous attempts. Oh, nice work, I guess. Got a crit. But as you saw, Nyx did not stumble. Oh my god, I'm panicked. That's not good. Ooh, good. I was able to dodge it despite being panicked. Excellent. That does have a chance of having the user suffer a crit when you are afflicted by this ailment. Go to Patra Gem. There it is. And get rid of that. So we saw that Nyx did suffer a crit, but it did not go down. Nyx is so large that it is impossible to unleash an AOA on this enemy. So even if you do get a crit, you're not going to be able to inflict any further damage upon that.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. One of life's greatest blessings is the freedom to pursue one's goals.
Now we're entering the second half of this Arcana shift business. We're now at Chariot. Next gonna deal Heat Wave, and that did crit Mitsuru, fortunately. But there's Power Charge, something big is gonna happen next turn. So I gotta heal everyone up before that happens. So now Nyx can nullify all melee attacks, and it can use Power Charge on one turn, and on the next it can use a physical attack, which is most likely gonna happen, since it did Power Charge in the last cycle. So for someone like Aegis, I should sit on the heal support, instead of going gung-ho about trying to heal everyone up first. 2 Heat Waves. Whew, everyone survived, good. Heat Wave was a deadly maneuver when I was going through this at level 74. So it's nice to see that everyone here is relatively in good health, but I'm not gonna take any chances. I'll have I guess on the heal support and use the diorama to heal everyone up. I get able to use buffs at this point in the game since I did level her up incredibly. So where she might not be able, she may not be able to heal anyone, she can use whatever buffing spells. Words, how do they work? Sometimes they're hard to do. And there's a property field displayed, so now Aegis knows. And she will go for now buffing everyone. Attack up with Tarukaja, Matarukaja. Probably gonna go for a defense up because Almighty Attack happened where we were able to hang on there. I'll still keep healing since the diorama is helping out in spades so far. Nyx can also use Tetrakarn, which displays attack mirrors that can reflect any, no, not any physical attacks. Tetrakarn and attack mirrors will be useless here, so if you have any on hand, then don't use them.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. To find the one true path, one must seek guidance amidst uncertainty.
In the Chariot phase, Nyx was able to take 50% more damage to all elemental attacks, so you can use that to your advantage. It also was able to use Deathbound, Akasha Arts, and God's Hand as moves in the Chariot phase. But now we're in Justice, which means Nyx will be able to nullify Fire and Ice, and it can now repel and specialize in light magic. It could also use Tarukaja to boost up Almighty Attack. So for this, thankfully, Daisojo for me at this point is able to nullify both light and dark, so no matter what it does in terms of those elements, I will be fine. I think I'll set Aegis to full assault. I noticed that she's used her melee attack, her physical melee attack, a fair amount of times in this battle, so I want to use that to make sure she can use any of her other moves. She did use God's Hand a few times, but I'm doing that tactic for Aegis to make sure that she does more than just shoot Nyx.
Be careful. Fire.
Right on cue, she was able to use God's Hand, whether that was by luck or from the tactic full assault. It worked out. I gotta make sure to switch up to a persona that has some Markarm or use a revival item if anyone goes down. I don't want that to happen obviously, but that's gotta be something I have to do in case you do suffer that. There's a Gardine, and Mitsuru missed. It's so weird how your teammates have a chance at missing Nyx in this entire battle. I mean, Nyx is like the size of the freaking CN Tower, so it's a wonder to me how anybody can miss attacking Nyx at all. It's so weird. We'll switch out to your Lunger. I know that has some Mark Arm, and it does have Repel Light. So I can bring Yukari back. And now have Mitsuru go next. I think Yukari might be going last since she did get taken down from that Hama-on, unfortunately. God's Hand again.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. It requires great courage to look at oneself honestly and forge one's own path.
Next up is the Hermit Arcana. Nyx can now nullify Win and is defense oriented. We saw it did use a barrier. I think that was Tetracard. I wasn't paying too much attention. But Yukari's not going to be able to get any damage on that. So let's see, what did you do exactly, Nyx? I thought so, it was Tetrakarn. I'll switch back to Daisojo just to remain as healer. And heal everyone up with Diorama. So Nyx can use Tetrakarn and Makarakarn to reflect attack and magic. It's also able to use a lot of ailment spells in this next phase, specifically Tenterafu and some poison spells. Probably should have set Aegis off of full assault, to be very honest. I'm very gung-ho about the whole healing thing, and that's why, because you never know when one of my members might end up suffering a lot. So I'll do that. Okay, so you can cast Dark, which is gonna be a bit of a hazard for me since your Lunger is weak to darkness. I have no way of finding that off. But I did use this a lot in my previous attempts, and I was able to evade darkness all the time. So hopefully the luck will transfer here too. Nyx is also able to use Foul Breath, which can increase ailment susceptibility to an opponent for 3 turns. As we can see, it is specialized, so it does specialize in darkness, and of course, Almighty Attack is still in play. I don't think it did cast out a barrier that turn, so I'm safe to switch off to Daisojo and heal up the Aegis. She is losing a bit of help from her usage of God's Hand. It's gonna keep her HP up so she can perpetually keep using physical attacks, provided that she doesn't suffer too much damage first. Speaking of Aegis, I've been neglecting using Orgia mode for the longest time this playthrough, mainly because I've just been forgetting, to be very honest. That's not very likely of me to do. I've always been mindful of having Orgia mode come into play whenever I do have Aegis in the party. It's just this particular playthrough that I've been neglecting that. Not sure why, that's never happened to me before. I guess old age must be getting to me. I swear my memory gets worse and worse as the days go by. Using me Patra Gem to cure our panic, because I was pretty sure Nyx was gonna use an almighty attack to get some sort of crit on any one of us. And speaking of our overall HUD, a lot of our SP is going down. So I gotta be able to use one of our items that we haven't seen before in battle yet. I just got inflicted again. I think I can hold up on that item for a little longer.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Alongside time exists fate, the bearer of cruelty.
Alright, this next phase is going to be a little tricky to take care of at first, but we should be able to get through it. I'll rush everybody, because in Fortune... Oh no, I was going next. I totally forgot that Yukari went afterwards. So in Fortune, Nyx is able to nullify and specialize in the following elements. Agi, Bufu, Zayo, and Garu. I let Yukari go since I want to be very careful what we do next. I rushed a little too soon than I wanted to.
I'll scan the target.
So this will be a very helpful phase for Aegis. As for everyone else, I'm not sure. I think I'll set them onto heal and support for the time being. It's the only tactic here that is not offensive based in any capacity. Actually, wait. I can have Mitsuru on conserve SP so she can still deal more damage. I'll keep Yukari on heal support just to be safe. Speaking of healing, I'll cast out another Patra Gem for Aegis. I might set her onto Ordeal mode the following turn, come to think of it. Actually, I should have done that here, but I still have a full soul, so it doesn't really matter.
Be careful.
There's a property list. Now Aegis can go to town. Hopefully she'll be able to survive whatever happens this turn. Got her down on me. And Bufala on Mitsuru. Nice.
Hang in there.
Got a pretty good base gone from Nyx that time. So Aegis was able to be healed. Okay, what can I do now? I don't have to heal anyone. But their SP is pretty low. I think I will use that particular item now, just to refill everyone's SP following this phase. So this is a Soma. We have never used this before, and the reason why is that I suggest you save up all the Somas you can get for this battle, since we have seen it can last for a very long time. So Somas can fully restore your party's HP and SP. This is why you should keep all your Somas. It's a very helpful item, and I can't think of any other time you could use it than this specific fight. God's Hand again. And Bufu. Another lucky turn for us from Nyx. Yukari is gonna use Wind Boost. Okay then. I mean, you could have gone on the attack by just using your bow, but whatever. Whatever suits you, Yukari. Let's see, what to do now? Oh, it's regularly attack. That's course of action since most of our, or all of our magic is pretty useless at this point.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Only with strength can one endure suffering and torment.
Moving fairly quickly, but now we're on to one of the more worrying Arcanas in my opinion, Strength. Nyx did say, I think this line in the last bit of dialogue I had. Tepid Slash. That was a deadly attack of my previous attempts. It was able to take down all my party members in one go, and I could barely survive that at 74. Thankfully, things are a lot more fortunate for us this time around. I'll switch Yukari off of that, switch her act freely. Mitsuru can do the same. I won't set Aegis on Orgia mode now. I did say that I'll do that last phase, but we're on to a more dangerous moveset from Nyx. So in this phase, Nyx is able to nullify all physical attacks and can use Power Charge to increase the power of some physical skills, much like with the Chariot Arcana. And I probably should have set Aegis onto heal support instead of leave her tactical full assault. Another blunder from me there. And it can use Raccoonda to lower defense, and we did see Tepid Slash, and it also has a chance of using Deathbound. Just imagine Deathbound followed by an almighty attack. That is trouble that will be lying in your future. The same thing can apply with Akasha Arts, followed by a Deathbound, especially when one of those is charged with Power Charge.
I understand.
It is a deadly combination to look out for. 2 deadly combinations, in fact. So physical attacks are not useful this turn. Do I have any elemental items I can use? I'm pretty sure I do. I should at this point in the game. 2 Aguilau gems. I can spare one of those. 125, that's not bad. You can see the benefit of being over level for this fight. I usually don't try to do that myself too much in my casual playthroughs so I don't end up making the fights like unbearably easy for myself. But this is one fight that deserves you to overlevel, considering how long you'll be here. I mean, we're already up to 40 minutes. What about 30, excluding the 10 minutes, the 10 minutes we had at the beginning of this video. But still, it's a pretty long time we've been going, and we've been doing pretty good for ourselves so far. So I'll patch everyone up with a diorama again, since me being the healer has benefited us greatly thus far. Oh man, nice Bufala there, Bufa Diamond Suru. I still had Aegis onto full soul, I think? I'm pretty sure it's on heal support, I don't really remember.
I won't lose.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. In the face of disaster lies opportunity for renewal.
And now, we're at the
Dance, we
Hangman
can please be
Arcana.
careful.
In this one, Nyx is able to resist all physical attacks. I did have Aegis on heal support. I guess she attacked since everyone was up to full health. That's probably why. As I was saying, Nyx is able to resist all physicals, but from what I researched, it can take 75% more damage. I think that might go to the elements that bit of information is referring to. Nyx can also specialize in dark magic, and is able to use Migidola like right now, but can also mind charge that. Fortunately, we got lucky and it used 2 Migidolas. Trust me, a mind charge Migidola is much worse than casting out 2 regular ones. And it also has a combo attack, speaking of, that we haven't seen in a long time. It's Evil Touch and Ghastly Wail. If you recall, Evil Touch has a chance of inflicting fear onto one of its opponents, and Ghastly Wail can kill anyone instantly when they're feared. It doesn't happen too often in this phase from my experience, but it's still something to look out for. As I can cast another God's Hand. There's almighty attack from Nyx. Okay, Madoon, come on, Yukari live. Good. Good girl.
I won't lose.
As Yukari goes for a Garudine.
The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, man clings to a dim hope. Yet the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Beyond the beaten path lies the absolute end. It matters not who you are. Death awaits you.
I sense death. Nyx's true arcana is death.
And we have finally found out the true Arcana of Nyx. Not surprising, it's death. And
Give me a
this
sec. I'll
is
scan
gonna
the
be
target.
an arduous final stretch we have for Nyx. To start things off, it has 6,000 HP, 4 times the amount that it used to have. In case you don't know, the number 4 is often referred to some very bad things in Japanese culture. One of them is death. So that must have been like a joke or probably an appropriate thing that the devs did. Either way, it's gonna provide an uphill battle for us, the roughest of uphill battles we have ever encountered. To add to this, Nyx is strong to everything, so no matter what we do, it will take half damage from our attacks. Except for Almighty, surprisingly. That can still deal regular damage no matter what, since that does resist everything. Unfortunately, there's no Almighty break spell that exists in the game, so we don't have that going for us. Also, Nyx has a plethora of moves it can use. It has all of the dying spells, all the buffing and debuffing spells, including Dekaja, which can nullify stat bonuses, and Dekunda, which can nullify stat penalties. It also has Power and Mind Charge, all the status ailment spells that can affect the entire party, and all elemental breaks. And remember, it can always use Almighty Attack. So add all those up, combined with the huge amount of HP we have to work through, you're gonna be here for a long time. This specific phase, this last phase, this can last about 30 minutes alone. Even in our strong state, it's gonna take a while for us to wither down all that HP Nyx has. So for this, we really gotta be careful going forward. And trust me, it gets a lot worse from here. But we gotta brave through it. We're getting really close to the end. Alright, since two of us are poisoned, I think I will get rid of Mitsuru's poison first. I can always heal myself up with a Diorama or a Diorama, because I got Divine Grace attached to that. Now we just gotta wither through Nyx's HP. Even in our strong state, like I said, that's gonna take a while. And something can occur a lot worse later on, but like I said, we'll get to that when we get to that. Everyone's getting a lot of damage. But we're gonna see Medea Raha for the first time in action. This can heal everyone's HP up to full, even without Divine Grace. It's pretty much a multi-version of Diarahan. So for this, I think I will set Yukari to healer support going forward. Meanwhile, Aegis can be... I wonder... we still got a lot to work with help from Nyx. So I will set Aegis to Orgia mode for now, since I haven't done that in a while. And I'll cure myself of my poison. Fine charge from Mitsuru. So, I have not complimented on the music up until now, but the song we've been hearing this entire fight is called The Battle for Everyone's Souls, otherwise known as the Battle Hymn of the Soul. This is, without a doubt, my favorite song in the entire game. You may have noticed that there are the Velvet Room choir that is mixed in with this song too. I don't think I mentioned this before, but the Velvet Room song is called the Aria of the Soul. I like how it's mixed in with this particular song because it gives probably like a double meaning of what we're going through. At least that's how I see it, but it just adds to the already incredible arrangement that this song has for it.
You cannot avoid death. To live is to die. They are one and the same. It's useless.
I'll be sure to give it some time at some point since we are going to be at this Arcana for a while. But now, I think on around 4,000 HP, Nyx is able to use Moonless Gown. Now this is something you have to be very mindful of.
Wait! Something strange about Nyx! I have a bad feeling about this. It's definitely up to something. Have everyone hold their attacks. It's too dangerous right now.
So Moonless Gown can reflect all attacks back at you, including those of the Almighty property. So like Buka said, hold off. Though I can't do that with Aegis, I set her at a bad time or Gia mode. That's why I was downing myself a few minutes ago when I did choose for her to do that. I'll set you onto standby, Mitsuru, since you have nothing else going for you in terms of healing other than Dio Rahan. I'll do that for Yukari as well. All she could do is heal. She doesn't have any buffing spells like Aegis has, unfortunately. As for me, I'll switch out to your Lunger and increase everyone's defense with Murakukaja. Unfortunately, since Aegis is in Orgia mode, she won't be able to respond to any commands whatsoever. So we just gotta wait for her to do something that she's not strong against, like this, God's Hand, and she's gonna kill herself. That would normally be a bad thing, but it does knock out Orgiamo, so when she is revived, she'll be able to respond to any commands again. Now, for how long that Moon's gown can work, I'll bring her back with Samarkand myself, as I will bring everyone back to the original tactics.
Leave it to me.
I'll set you in a full assault upon revival. Next best thing to Orgia mode. So how long that that Moon's gown can last? It goes for 3 turns. The turn is casted, and the 2 turns that follow afterwards. Pretty easy to figure out once you do know the duration of Moon's gown.
I won't lose.
Now I was going to mention this before, but you may have noticed that Nyx's almighty attack seems to be dealing more damage as the fight goes on. Well, that's because that even Nyx's stats, strength, magic, agility, so on and so forth, that also changes throughout the entire duration of this fight with every Arcana shift. And from what I'm able to remember, all of its stats caps out at 55. So Moon's gown, not Moon's gown, Arcana shift is gonna be very dangerous here. I think I'll set Yukari onto full assault. I can handle the healing just fine. I usually have Yukari on the heal support, but thanks to my Medea Raba from Daisojo, it could do a lot better than Medea Rohan for less of the cost of SP. So I don't mind taking the role of healer one more time. And from our current levels, we should be able to survive at least 2 almighty attacks. Provided that Nyx doesn't use Taraku Kaja, then we should be fine with that. So as long as we're here, I guess I'll let you finally listen to this music. It is very, very good, very pleasing to listen to, and I think it's about time that it deserves its own time in the sun, so enjoy!
This ends now!
I won't lose.
Persona! I command thee!
All shall perish. Not good.
I won't lose. I need your help.
I really love this song. It's so intense. It's just has that arrangement that qualifies as final boss music. It works so well. And when you mix in the Velvet Room's vocals, then it just adds to it so much more. It's amazing. Now we got this run on cue as, or at least I return run on cue as Nyx did cast out Moon's gown again. That's the bad thing about our turn order now, since it's kind of screwed up. We'll have to try and time the workaround to Moon's gown a little more carefully. So let's set Icon on the heal support. Card the same. You on standby for now, as I will have to heal up our poison. It's a shame that Mitsuru can't do anything else than just use Dia Rahan in terms of healing. And she did get fear too. So this, yeah, that's gonna hurt her a lot.
Mitsuru-senpai
Okay.
is paralyzed with fear.
What can I do? I was kinda here to bring to bring Aigis back with Samarakan was Yukari, but she didn't do that. So probably because she's very low on SP, that's why. But she does have enough, at least she should. Okay then. This should be turn 3 of the Moonless Gown, actually. At least that's what I think. What can I do? I guess I'll use a Samarakan this turn. It's not gonna hurt Aigis that much since she's got all her SP intact. So I don't mind waiting a little longer for her to come back from Yukari Samarakan. Just as I thought, Moon's Gown did lift this turn, but all my attack is gonna hurt Mitsuru a lot. And because of that, Yukari's healing priority takes over. It's kinda sad. I'll have to cure myself of poison first before that lingers any longer on me.
I let my guard down.
Pretty sure that fear... I was hoping it would wear off this turn, but it didn't. And Moonless Gown back in action again. That was pretty quick. And Nyx is gonna use this time to buff itself, or attack, or cast ailments like we have seen thus far. So that's what it does when it's in Moonless Gown. So I suggest you do the same. Well, not the attacking thing, but the buffing thing. Try to do that as much as you can when Moonless Gown is in effect. I will... Yeah, I'll heal everyone up. Good tactics first. Didn't change from the last Moonless Gown since I was a little preoccupied. So we'll do that. Heal everyone up. Thankfully Mitsuru's on standby so she can't do anything dangerous. Poison Mist again? Man, how many times has that affected me, guys? I think that's the 3rd time this entire fight that I have been afflicted by poison. It's ridiculous. I've never had that affect me more from Nyx than any other run I've had in this fight. It's getting kind of ridiculous. I'll set you on to standby as well, Yukari. And I'll have to use another Disc Poison on myself. It's a good thing that Disc Poisons are very common to come across in Tartarus. They are available to buy at the pharmacy back at the mall. But either way, you're going to end up with a lot of those by the time you reach this fight.
I need your help.
Okay, that's going to increase our speed. Get evasion rate up. Couldn't go for like attack or defense, but that'll work too. You never know, that'll come in handy when we hit the deal with an almighty attack. So since Moonless Gown didn't lift that turn, I should have you card on Act Freely there. That was my own fault. And have you on full assault too. I don't have to heal anyone else specifically, so I'll go on the attack. And now let's have our girls go to work on Nyx. So we're nearly or about halfway through its health. And now gotta be mindful of our health too. We're getting pummeled out there. I'm pretty sure that Yukari is gonna use a Medea Rahan since she and Mitsuru are pretty weak. And as I thought, she did go for the Medea Rahan. It's like I know the programming of this game's AI. It's like I've played this game for so long, over so many times before. It's kind of ridiculous what experience can bring you. Okay, I think this time I'll go for my eyes because I know for a fact I do have something a little deadly for Nyx. It should be here. Is it not here? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? It's not here. I thought it was. How could it have gone away? I never used it before. Did I? I thought I had something called a Gale Mekitama here. Maybe I got that from the pharmacy or from a lucky pickup. I don't remember. It's kind of strange. Alright then. I'll just regularly attack. That's really odd. I thought I did. I really thought I did have something like that Gale Megitama that can inflict Nyx with a lot of damage. It would have done like over 200 points of damage if I could use it. At least we're now halfway through Nyx's health. And I'll just keep using my regular slash attack since I don't have that Megitama on my hand anymore. At least we're getting a little closer now, and Moonlit Scout did come into play. Almighty attack.
I need your help.
And God's Head did knock out Aegis. I was afraid of that. Okay, what to do now? I'll set Stun Heal
Leave it to
on
me.
standby, Yukari on heal support, as well as Aegis. What now? What now? What now? I'll heal everyone. Well, not heal. Increase their defense with Marakukaja. I'll put the Masukukaja, but I'm pretty sure I have a persona that does have that, but I don't increase speed that often.
The time has come.
Poison Mist. Thankfully, I was not affected for once. That's a miracle in itself right there. The poison was getting to me a lot.
System rebooted.
Alright, now since Aegis is back, she's gonna be going 5th. Moon's Gown might be lifting this turn, so I'll set her onto full assault again. Set the suit back to normal. We'll leave Yukari on heal support, just for a little longer. Speaking of Masukukaja, yeah, I thought so. I did have a Agility Sutras on hand, which could raise our speed. Yeah, I'll do that. Moonless Gown does take one of Nyx's turns to use up, whether it's casting it or it's lifting. So we can use that to our advantage too. And just as I thought, it was lifting this turn. And all my attack, I figured I was going for that too. And now I get safe to use God's Hand here. We're almost approaching the final third of Nyx's health. So switch to Dice Dojo and heal everyone else up in the meantime. I'll set Yukari back to act freely and use the diorama. I'll heal everyone back up. And Bufadine. So we've seen that Mitsuru can use Mind Charge. If you had that on hand too, it would be pretty smart to use that on the final turn that Moonless Gown is in effect. That way you'll be very prepared to unleash a lot more damage on Nyx with your next attack. And Mitsuru has been able to do that at very lucky times too. I'll just keep healing up with the diorama just to be safe. Everyone's back to full health. And there's that Bufadine coming in again. I think that's Mind Charged. Even if it was, it did do a lot of damage regardless. And Almighty attack. And that does do a lot more damage than the previous phases. It'll get really, really ridiculous if Nyx decides to spam that, which it is capable of doing no matter what phase you're in. That does occur from my experience in the latter phases of this entire fight, and that can get really, really annoying. I've had times where I had to do nothing but heal for turns on end because Nyx was spamming that so much, and it was really ridiculous. Moonless Gown one more time. This time I have to be mindful and time my rush just right. Okay, Nyx is still going. Marakunda. There we go. I knew Aegis was able to nullify Pierce, so timing that rush command just right was able to save her. So while this is going on, I think now would be a perfect time for me to tell you about my history with Nyx. Now, I've mentioned in the past that I was a terrible RPG player before I touched this game? Well, it's because of this fight that I found out what I was doing wrong for so many years.
Defense weakened. Please
I
be
remember on my
careful.
first playthrough, I was decently leveled against Nyx. I was around level 78 at the time, and I thought that would be strong enough to take on this huge monstrosity. But in reality, I was just barely scraping by, getting through each phase. I was getting my butt kicked a lot throughout my time with this boss on my first playthrough. But I was nowhere near close to reaching the final phase of this boss battle. So I had to come to terms that I wasn't strong enough at that point in time. And I had to accept that if I wanted to continue playing more games in this genre, I have to accept that grinding is a thing I have to get used to. Before that, I had an action-adventures mentality going into any genre I played, not just RPGs. Sometimes
Agility down.
that kind of
Please be
mentality
careful.
did work out for me, but when it came to RPGs, it was a nightmare to go through. No matter which game in the genre I was playing, I was always having a terrible time playing a role-playing game. This is mainly due to the fact that I was not managing my items well enough. I didn't bother looking at my skills in great detail to prioritize which ones I could use and which ones I would deem less useful to me. And worst of all, I did not spend enough time pre-planning out strategies for specific boss fights. What I did used to do was just rush in headfirst against the enemy and just keep bashing away at them and hope for the best, with very little prep time. That was my biggest flaw when it came to playing RPGs. And it wasn't until this fight that I actually took grinding seriously for once. So I did go up to level 82, and I still did have a frustrating time. As a matter of fact, I remember reaching Nyx in the last phase and coming so close to beating it only to die near the end. This happened about 3 times from my recollection. It was a very painful but valuable learning experience. So in a way, I have to thank this boss fight because it did help me fix what I was doing wrong for so long. And after conquering this battle, I went on a massive RPG spree through the remainder of the year. As a matter of fact, one of the games that I did complete in this genre was one of the very first RPGs I ever played in my life. So nowadays, my playstyle in RPGs is a lot different. I spend much more time preparing myself for dangerous enemies or for very tough boss fights. I also do a lot of time carefully managing my equipment, my inventory, my items, my skills, just to make sure that I never have to deal with anything so terrible ever again.
I won't lose.
Actually, let me rephrase that. I don't just try to be prepared. I tend to over-prepare myself just so I can be equipped for any and all possible scenarios. So that's my history with Nyx. It was a very valuable lesson that I had to learn, as well as I just had to tell myself to stop being so stubborn about rushing in. Always take time to prepare and plan out strategies before rushing in and dealing with the enemy. I'll use a big Patra Gem just to help out Aegis and Yukari. There's a gown.
Let us finish this. It is the path of your choosing. The time has
And this is what I was expecting. Night Queen. See what happens first? Uh-oh. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. Yukari got charmed. Oh, I really hope she attacks. Come on, you attack, 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 attack. Thank goodness she attacked. Oh my god. I've never been more thankful to be attacked by one of my own teammates. Okay, so the reason why I'm so thankful for that is to start, Night Queen is a heavy almighty attack. It can deal heavy almighty damage, and it has a random chance of inflicting a status ailment. That's how Yukari got charmed. Okay, what can I do now? I think I'll set you onto heal support for now, I guess. And I gotta save Yukari ASAP. Where's that disarm? There you are. And you need to be healed. Ugh, that was so scary. I forgot to set Mitsuru off a standby. She's not gonna survive this.
Senpai is unconscious.
Okay, as long as it... Uh-oh. That's not good. Ooh! I barely survived! I can't believe I'm down to that much health. I honestly thought I was gonna die. Oh my god, that happened. That would have sent me back by like an hour. Okay, so to continue why I was so worried about Yukari beforehand, if she healed Nyx, that alone would set us back by like half an hour. Imagine all of that HP that we took off healed right back up thanks to a Dear Rahan from a charmed Yukari. That would have been disastrous for us. It would have been very, very aggravating too. It could happen in an earlier phase, I believe it was Lovers, when Nyx can use status ailments and Charm is one of those possible ailments it could dish out. It's not that bad because Nyx would have been at 1500 HP at the time, but since we're at 4 times the amount here at Death, it's a lot worse. I was really taking a huge chance with that poison. Where's that poison? Where is it? To the top of the list. And I'm cured. Man, that was a close call, but there goes Moon's Gown. Thankfully, both of our remaining party members are on heal support. So I'm expecting Igus to be healed by Yukari. For the love of... Come on now! That's... What, the 5th, the 6th time I've been poisoned in this entire fight? This is getting utterly ridiculous. Why in the world has Nyx been able to poison me time and time again in this fight? It's so damn ridiculous. Alright then. Since we're all back on our feet, unfortunately Nyx's gonna cope. Excuse me. It's gonna go after me since all of our party members did die at least once. Yeah, I will go for Murakukaja. I think, Mitsuru is still on standby. I keep forgetting to change her tactic when the mood scale has lifted. Uh-oh. Tarakaja. Oh, thank goodness, it's not almighty attack this time. I was really worried there. And speaking of increased attacks, I can still do the same for us. Thank you very much, I guess. I can really use that. It's gonna last for another 2 turns after this, so it's not gonna matter of it dissipating when that move's gown does lift. I gotta keep Mitsuru back on standby. Well, actually, I don't have to do that anymore since she did die. One good thing does come out of this. I can set her tactics at the same time as everyone else now. I'll even set Yukari back to act freely. And I don't think I have another Sutra. Jody Sutra left at me. Nope, I don't. So I can't do anything specifically. Unless I have another persona that could do something else. I'm pretty sure one of my personas here does have a chance of using a Murakukaja. Or I could switch out to a Baden. Weak to ice though, I don't want to take that chance. Not you. Definitely not you, Thor. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sir has Masukukaja, so I can use that to boost up our speed. Very rare that I do boost up my speed, and the one time where I actually did say that, which was earlier in this fight, I end up having to eat my words sooner or later.
The time has come.
And now here goes Night Queen again. So Night Queen occurs around 1500 HP. That's the threshold you have to worry about. Oh crap. Oh thank goodness. I was really worried that Mitsuru was gonna use Diarahan there. She's capable of doing that.
Mitsuru-senpai
Thankfully
isn't
that
thinking
did not happen since she was charmed. Okay, this time Yukari, I'm setting you back on heal support again. Sorry for changing your tactics so much, Yukari. You're just a really good healer. A really good healer. And combination with I guess can be a really good support tank. You two are a very well-versed team when it comes to being defensive. Need to bring you out of your charmed state, Mitsuru. Very ironic that the one gal that once upon a time could dish out Marikarin to no end, to the point where it being a joke, just got charmed. Hey, come on, no charm, no charm. I can live with that. Panic and fear I can live with. Charm is the biggest ailment you have to worry about when you are hit with Night Queen. But that does mean we're getting close to the end. Had a couple close calls here. Not surprised about that. I'll switch off to Daisojo. It's been a good while since I had a chance to use Diorama, so I'll have that in stock. Mitsuru. Yeah, I'll have you on standby. I guess on heal support. I'll have Yukari. Should I have her on heal support? She'll be going last, and chances are we might get attacked. But just to be safe, I'm gonna use some Ipatra Gem. Heal all of us up. There's for Rocky Dine. And Night Queen again? Come on, Nyx! How many times have I used this in the last 6 to 8 minutes? For once, however, we were not hit with an ailment. That's good to know. Also, I did time up the nightgown being released a little too late. So everyone is just on the defensive right now. So I can get everyone back on the offensive by changing their tactics again. You want full assault, you can do whatever you want, and you can do whatever you want. No, not heal support. Not that much of a healer, Mitsuru, with all due respect. I don't have to do anything, but just to be safe, I'm using the diorama. The chance of Nyx spamming Night Queen now is very high, given its performance the last few turns. Or it could use Millet's Gown. I timed it wrong again. I'll give Nyx this. It's discombobulating me a lot in the last few minutes. Also let Mitsuru go for a Mind Charge. That's good. I thought I was going to use Bufudine. But Mind Charge is a lot better, a lot smarter. You can hold on to that for a few more turns, and when that Nightgown does lift, it'll be able to... she'll be able to use that when that gown does lift. So you want full heal support again. You want heal support again, and you don't have to do anything. Whereas for me, I will set our defense back up. It's not gonna matter much for Aigis, unfortunately, since she is down. So we can't bring her back. But wait, Yukari doesn't have a lot of SP left. She only has 31. That can't be enough for her to bring Aigis back. And she's going right after Nyx. Fantastic. So Nyx, I'll have to keep back on full assault because that gown is gonna lift. So with their tactics again. And since I am on your longer still, I can use the Markarm and bring Aigis back. Might be another time to use a Soma pretty soon. Almighty attack. I was half expecting another Night Queen to happen. So we're getting really close though. Very close. Soma is definitely in order, especially for Yukari. I do have precious eggs, which can completely restore someone's SP, but I'm not gonna do that. As the old saying goes, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So this will benefit everybody. And right on cue, Night Queen did occur again. Will anyone get hit by an ailment though? I'm expecting it. Oh, that kind of works, but not really. Ooh. And a rage nearly killed me and Yukari.
Hang in there.
Or Yukari and I. That's grammatically correct. But the fact is, we did survive. Barely though. But we will get our attack increased since we are enraged, so that could be a really bad thing too. Since I'm enraged. That didn't work out. Oh crap. Just gotta hope Dixon to do something big. That's what I was worried about. Ooh, Yukari go down. But I barely survived.
Hang in there.
I know you're gonna heal me, since that is your programming. Which means I guess this might be going next. Or she might be healing herself. No? Come on. Yes! Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd see the day. Enrage actually helped me win a major fight. That's never happened before. Holy cow, the one time Night Queen could have hindered me so much, it actually helped me in the end. Alright. And I am so happy that happened. Wow, talk about a turnabout in your luck. My god. What a way to go out. What a way to take down Nyx.